my soul tribe, this is going to be a soul tribe reading. It's very dark. It just started pouring here. It wasn't actually supposed to be this gloomy today, so this is a surprise. This is surprise gloominess. Maybe you're feeling gloomy today. Maybe you weren't expecting to feel gloomy today. Do we ever expect it? Sometimes. But yeah, maybe you're feeling under the weather today. Anyway, weird weather today. So I wanted to come on and do a reading for you. Interesting. I just got all quiet for a minute. It's very dark here. So I'm using the Spirit Animal Oracle deck today. So let's see what we need to hear as a soul tribe. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for your messages on the soul tribe readings. I love you all. Favorite part of my day. I know I always say that, but it's still true today. It's as true today as it was yesterday. Oh my gosh, I have to tell you guys something. So I was watching Star Trek yesterday. Yep, I was watching Star Trek, The Next Generation. And there was an episode where Beverly Crusher, the doctor, was treating this person who had this yellow light that kept glowing. And I was like, oh, his solar plexus is glowing. And my partner was laughing at me. Anyway, I could tell that Beverly felt a connection to this alien. It was glowing this yellow light. And at one point, Worf got like really hurt I think his neck was broken. And this masculine came over and just put a hand on his shoulder or his neck and healed him with his yellow light. And you all know what I was thinking. I was like, oh, a healer. And then she got a little twinkle in her eye. And, you know, I like commentate the shows that I watch to my partner. And I was like, ooh, Beverly. I'm like, another healer. I'm like, healers. I'm like, ooh, he's a healer. And anyway, she started to get a sparkle in her eye. And then she was talking to her son. About the connection that she felt with this person, this being, this alien, whatever he was, that was a healer, because she's a healer too. And she was saying, it just doesn't make any sense. I don't know how to describe it. It almost feels spiritual. I know it doesn't, probably no one understands what I'm talking about. And I immediately was like, I do. Anyway, it was so very like spiritually, like spiritual bond type of connection between the two of them. And I believe that person was only on the show for the one episode. So clearly, you know, they were not destined to be together. But it was just so... There's actually a few things on that show that make me think that the creator, and I don't know anything about the creator or writer or director of Star Trek or anything about it, but there are certain things on that show that make me think that, you know, whoever created that show was spiritual. You know, like there was the twins that came on, the two twins, the binary twins, that had like mirroring numbers. That was one of them. The fact that, you know, Deanna Troi, I think that's her name. Deanna Troi is an empath and can read people's energies. There's Data, who is like, what can I say about Data? Anyway, it's just, I don't know. I tend to see spirituality in everything I listen to and watch now. Or a comparison to it in some way. Anyway, it was cool. So that's my useless information for today about Star Trek Next Generation. It's funny, somebody asked me once, or I told somebody once that I was watching Star Trek, and they said, oh, you're one of those. And I'm like, no, I don't know a lot about it. And they mentioned something, and I'm like, oh no, that's Deep Space Nine. That's not this show. And they laughed because you're really not into it? Like, you must be a little bit into it. Anyway, apparently I am, because I was watching a random episode and someone in heavy makeup, and I was like, is that the guy from Voyager? And this is like, I don't know when Voyager was made, in in comparison to Next Generation, but it was the same person. He played Neelix, I believe. Neelix, I think that was the name on Voyager. Anyway, this is just pointless information at this point. That's okay. I like to think of this as us, like, socializing. So we have 52, Scarab, beetle, spirit. Magic works through you. Interesting. So do I want to read it? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. We have 52. So there will be like 10 days where I won't be here for Soul Tribe readings, just to let you know, just to prepare you. 10 days I'll be away. I will probably have other readings to post, but I don't know about Soul Tribe readings because my Soul Tribe readings are very much like, I don't know if I could pre-record Soul Tribe readings. I just don't know if I could do it. All right. In ancient Egypt, the scarab beetle was revered, not reversed, revered. For the creative magic of scarab beetle spirit, for the creative magic of scarab beetle spirit reminds us that we can bring forth something extraordinary seemingly out of thin air. Whenever you let your creativity flow through you, scarab beetle reminds you that spirit has given you the gift of infinite potential. You have an ally as you fashion something new or repurpose the old. For spirit co-creates with you, channeling energy through you, so that you feel replenished and vitalized as you make magic with what is at hand. Now is the time for great optimism, for you can accomplish anything you desire, and creative endeavors will come to fruition. Miracles, opportunities, abundance, and love will appear seemingly out of nowhere as you allow spirit to work through you and magically manifest what you need. And can I just say again, one more time, for the cheap seats in the back or whatever, if you don't believe in it, it can't come true. I know I'm using myself as an example again. I used to sit on my backside and think, I wish I could have my own tarot channel. I wish I could be a healer. I wish I could make a difference. I wish I could speak to the public. I wish I could be, a guiding light to others. And I didn't believe that I could. Therefore, I never got off my backside because I didn't believe that I could. And I was having tarot readings and getting I had all these decks that I was buying for no reason. And all these decks would spit out cards telling me that I had a gift and that I had a soul purpose. And I didn't believe in it. So I didn't take down to earth action towards it because I didn't believe in it. And I've been stressing that I believe that we can do anything we put our mind to. And I used the example of a hairdresser. If I really wanted to be a hairdresser, I could do it. But you have to believe you can do it. You have to believe in what you're manifesting. If you're manifesting and you don't believe in any of it, then it can't manifest. Anyway, I don't know what my point is. It's pouring rain here. I'm not sure if that's symbolic for anyone. Very cleansing, pouring rain. I think I've mentioned when I was in high school and it rained, I used to just walk around outside in the rain, and then I'd go back to science class and I'd be sopping wet, and people would be like, that girl, she's so weird. Probably I was channeling. Probably I was, when I was younger, when I was a kid, I used to believe that I was getting messages from I don't know. I had an obsession with Pocahontas. So for a while, I thought it was Mother Nature. I didn't know where these messages were coming from. I didn't understand them. But I felt like I had a connection to the earth in a different way than, the people I was growing up with, the people I was around. So knowing me, I was probably getting downloads about stuff walking around in the rain now that I know how it all works. But anyway, I wanted to read the next message. For some reason, I'm being called to the movie Aladdin, maybe because of the beetle. So Aladdin could be symbolic. I have no idea why though. So I want to read the protection message in case some of us are not feeling so manifesting. Like some of us are not in this magical manifesting energy. Maybe you are someone who is not in that energy. Do you doubt your your unique inner magic? Are you afraid that you have no originality or that creative juices don't flow through you? Perhaps you mistakenly believe you're not the creative manifesting type. Scarab beetle. That is so interesting. Do you guys want to hear something so cool? Just come on now. This is so freaking cool. Just, you know how we've been following the page numbers in the Soul Tribe readings? This is on page 154, which reduces to 10, and 155, which reduces to 11. 111. That is magic. Every day in Soul Tribe reading that happens. Every day. Scarab beetle's spirit message is that creativity is a living force that comes to all of us from spirit, who wants every person on the planet to manifest magic and co-create the world anew. You are as capable of resilience and innovation as anyone. If you do what you've always done, you're going to get what you've always got. So draw inspiration into your being and begin to playfully create something new, and do it without any judgment. Creativity and magic are your legacy as an expression of the Creator, so let them flow through you. Blah, blah, blah. And you know, I know you guys noticed my energy was like a little off this past little while, and I was struggling with my confidence in myself. And I notice that when I don't care about what other people are thinking, and I don't worry about their judgments, and I don't worry about the comment section, I channel more freely. I channel more confidently. So I've been really, you know, trying to release those judgments, trying to release the judgments of others, the opinions of others. Anyway, I just heard let your freak flag fly. So whatever that means. I mean, I know what it means, but let your freak flag fly. Put yourself out there. Who gives a what anybody else thinks? Anyway, I'm just thinking about some of your messages. Your messages, like, move me to tears sometimes. I screenshot a lot of your messages. Anyway, let's get another one. Let's get another one. We have Dolphin Spirit. This and that are true. And it's judgment energy. Interesting. And we have another one there, but I'll read it after. So we have a dolphin. So dolphins could be symbolic to you. Judgment energy, 20. Nope. This one. This and that are true. Dolphin spirit, like her earthly manifestation, is a reminder of duality. As the dolphin is both mammal and sea creature, so too is dolphin spirit, both this and that. Two truths coexist, the story you tell and another as well. The duality of life is present when we are suffering, for there is a blessing too in the helpers that appear. Within clouds are silver linings. When we later reflect on what happened, we can see that a situation was both this and that, and a choice led to both joy and sorrow. No relationship is either all good or all bad, and people have qualities of both light and shadow. Truth. Focus on the positive, for light exists alongside darkness. This is a really long message. Dolphin Spirit calls for you to come up from below and enjoy the weightless moment in the sun as you dive in and out of this and then that, accepting and even enjoying the duality of life. Why not join Dolphin Spirit in acknowledging and affirming the blessings present in this moment? In all areas of their life. Sometimes my mouth just short circuits, you know? It just says, nope. If my mouth was like a cartoon character, my cartoon character just did a little somersault and fell flat on its face. And now I'm dusting myself off again. That's weird. I'm hearing a song from Trolls. Get back up again? That's interesting. I'm not giving up today. Nothing's standing in my way, and if you knock me over, I will get back up again. Interesting. Could be symbolic for you. Why not join Dolphin Spirit? Oh, I already read that. Today you can celebrate this fact and recognize the complexity and the beauty of the fabric of the universe. You are at the right place now where your past self is still present as you move towards the new self you are becoming. So, Judgment energy, this feels like, you're in the cocoon phase, or you could be feeling like you're in the cocoon phase. To be clear, you don't just go through the cocoon phase once. So if you're someone who feels like, well, I've already been through my cocoon phase, maybe there's another one coming. Maybe the wings you got last time weren't bright enough or big enough. Aspects of both selves are present, so even if you want to say goodbye to what was, you are required to find solace in this between time. Today is not a day to choose one over the other, but rather to accept things as they are without judgment or resistance. Even in matters of the heart, duality is present. Your next action will be obvious when you drop your bias and see things as a whole. And I'm going to read the protection message in case somebody needs to hear it, as I normally do. When you most want to be acknowledged as right and see the other ways as wrong, Dolphin Spirit appears as a reminder that the story of your suffering and righteousness is a little more complicated than you are admitting right now. Do you want to see things in black and white and be rigid in your ideas of what's correct and what is not? Release your rigidity and embrace the fluidity of life as you recognize the grays that remind you there are two sides to every story, an upside to each downside, and a blessing in every challenge. What you think is wrong may end up being right for you, so let Dolphin Spirit soften your heart so that you can make the best decision at this time, playing with the possibilities that present themselves. I just want to say a shout out to my mouth for letting me finish that entire paragraph without fumbling over my words. I'm always grateful when I can. I'm pretty much training myself to be grateful for everything because I was trained for so long to look for the what's wrong in everything, what's not working. I can't believe how dark it is. Look how gloomy. I can barely see you. I can't actually see you, don't worry. I can't even remember what I was talking about. Oh, I was giving thanks for being able to communicate that whole reversed message without fumbling over my words. So you could be struggling with a situation where maybe you felt like you needed to prove yourself or you needed to fight or defend yourself, or blame someone. Maybe you were dealing with someone who was in that energy. Take it as it resonates. I don't know why I just put the book over there. See, this is what happens. I put the book over there, and then in 2 minutes, when I get another card, I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, where's my book? Oh, there was another card there. There was another card. Let me back up. Back it up. We have Eagle Spirit. I forgot there was another card, Eagle Spirit. Spirit has your back, and I love that sentiment. Is that the right word? I love that that message that Spirit has your back, because Spirit does have your back. Let's go to another part. All right. Think of the eagles flying high above the other birds, soaring in the wind. Eagle Spirit has appeared to ask whether you're willing to soar to new heights, even if that means solitude for a short while. Truly, all the wisdom of the world is available to you. When storms flash across the sky, storm. It is eagle spirit that raises you above it all, helping you conquer fear and overcome adversity, reminding you that spirit has your back and wants you to experience life at its fullest. At this moment, you are meant to know that you have the highest of wisdom and courage within, gifted to you by spirit and all the angels. Boldly build your nest in a lofty space, and know that you can now fly effortlessly, proudly embodying eagle spirit in all of her glory and grace, claiming what is truly yours in divine timing. So this is giving me the energy of, freedom, ascension, bigger picture thinking, being connected with your higher self. Protection message. If you are walking awkwardly and feeling embarrassed, Spirit is here to tell you that it is only because right now you are meant to fly. I love that. Do you know, maybe you resonate with this because soul tribe reading. But I struggle with knowing what to do with my arms. Like when I'm standing, I told you I wasn't built for this world. Where I come from, we didn't have elbows. And I struggle to know what to do with I can be very awkward, and I find that since awakening that awkwardness has lifted. I no longer feel like I'm a fish out of water or an alien. I mean, I accept that I'm an alien. But it could be that, you're feeling very awkward about, if you feel awkward within your body and within your energy, within your job, it could be that it's because it's not aligned with you. Not that your body isn't aligned with you. That's not what I'm talking about. But maybe there's something within you wanting to break free. And also with eagles, I'm being called to Nine of Pentacles cards. Sometimes you see on Nine of Pentacles cards, you'll see someone with an eagle or a falcon or a hawk or some other type of powerful bird on their arm. Anyway. Eagle Spirit is here to tell you that it is only because right now you are meant to fly. Soar over troubles that have you feeling scared and alone. See the big picture, yet retain your eagle eye for the details that help you claim your wisdom and courage. Perhaps you are making yourself small for the sake of getting others to accept you. So that's what I was talking about with that awkwardness I was feeling in my readings. And I went through it a few months ago too, where I was trying to play small. I was trying not to be my exuberant self. I was trying not to be so I'm a love reader, and I have some of the readings I do make me want to scream and shout and be like, oh my gosh, because it's such amazing energy. And for a while I was dimming that light. And I was trying to, do readings to appease lower vibrational energies in my comment section, and it made me feel not great. Anyway. Now is not the time to be vulnerable and dependent. You have the wings to fly on your own, and you need to do this at this time. There is no need to huddle in a shelter or even seek out a flock to support you, for Eagle says, within you, you have tremendous wisdom and courage. Let it arise so that you might soar proudly, with the angels serving as the wind beneath your wings. From these heights, you can make the best and most powerful choices for the highest good of all. Again, I don't think that all of you will resonate with both meanings of the cards, but the reason I'm doing this, none of them came out reverse, but the reason that I'm doing this is so that in case you're not in, the more high vibrational energy, there's some advice here for you. So we have Nightingale Spirit, which is about Nightingale can be about your voice, about sharing your voice, about sharing your truth with the world, about being in the spotlight somehow. Music could be symbolic. And we have Love is All Around. I also want to point out this is 23, this is 41. So we have 5-5 here. So fives could be symbolic. Fives can be, fives can talk about change. So 41, love is all around. I'm hearing Of course, I'm hearing love actually. Love is actually, or love actually is all around, or whatever the line is from the beginning of that movie. In the darkness of night, Nightingale spirit sings her song of love and hope. Just as I was talking about, I'm a love reader that's full of like this hope and positivity for these love readings. And I was reflecting on it today while I was doing a reading. I feel, I'm only saying this to you because this is a soul tribe reading, but I do channel a lot of energy of reconnections and of like deep soul connections and about listening to your intuition and keeping hope alive. And, I know some people will say, oh, you're just feeding my Delulu. But I honestly feel like I've been preparing for this since I was a kid. Because ever since I was a kid, I've been like into hope and love. And I've been into like, I think I used to talk about it more openly on my channel, but I used to I have all of these at one point I read all of these books about love. I've always, been into movies about love, stories about love. And I really do feel like I've been training for this moment my entire life. And it feels like all of these things, again, I'm not trying to talk about myself. This is Soul Tribe reading. So I just wanted to share this with you because it's something I've been reflecting about. And in Soul Tribe readings, I also talk about the fact that this is where I share those things because this is where I feel safe to share them. You understand it in a way that my partner doesn't, or my friend doesn't because they're not awakened. But I was thinking about it today, there's a reason I seem to specialize in reconnection when it comes to love readings. And unless you understand how channeling works, I don't set out to channel that energy. I don't do it on purpose. I don't do it on purpose. I didn't ask for it. But it's interesting. This Kingfisher card talks about the harbinger of the spirit song. Spirit sings. I can't even speak. This card is about that hope and love. Anyway, I don't want to apologize for talking about myself, so I'm not going to. But thank you for listening. In the darkness of night, Nightingale spirit sings her song of love and hope, a harbinger of dawn to remind you that the sun will rise again soon. Maybe I'm a nightingale. Nightingale. Isn't that a song from Cinderella? Sing Sweet Nightingale? Interesting. Maybe my spirit animal is a nightingale. You are so loved, and the illumination song of the nightingale spirit calls you to a new level of self-awareness and connection with the light. Yes, there is shadow and darkness, but love and prosperity exist everywhere, even in the seeming emptiness of space, darkness, and a starless night. Hearken? I don't know what that word is. To the message, letting the music of the nightingale's song remind you that love is all around. Feel it and trust in tomorrow's light, renewing your ability to recognize that the spaces that appear empty are filled with love and abundance. Illumination will happen soon. So, we've talked about this quite a bit, about how romantic love has kind of been put on a pedestal. And that if you actually take a look around you, I sound like that movie, love actually is all around. And, a lot of people find tarot because of a love connection. That's how I found tarot. And a lot of people realize that it was just a gateway to self-love and self-discovery and a healing journey. Or at least that's what it was for me. That's what, in my comment section, I see a lot of people say, I started listening to you because of a love interest. And now I listen to you, for healing, for growth, for advice, for comfort, for friendship. And I don't want anybody to feel weird about that. There are readers that I listen to that I feel the same way about. Anyway, what was my point? Oh, right. Putting romantic love on a pedestal. And we've been talking about seeing love in all areas, like self-love. Again, I wish I would have been taught about self-love in school. I wish I would have been taught about self-love before being told that I should worry about getting married and having kids and getting a house. Where was anybody saying, you got to love yourself, you got to love yourself? Like everybody's like, you got to have babies, you got to do this. What about you got to love yourself? Figure out who you are, Anyway, I have like opinions about the pressure that's put on us and the pressure that's put on. I was watching a podcast yesterday about the pressure that's put on specifically high school kids, the pressure that's put on them to have their stuff figured out at age, 17, 18? What do you want to do with your life? Make a decision now. For me, I didn't know what I wanted to do or know myself until I was almost 40. So anyway, so love can be self-love. Love can be the love you have for nature, the little interactions you have with animals. That's me talking, but friendship love, the love of your children, the love of your parents, the love of things that light your soul on fire, the love of music. There's love everywhere. Just because you don't have romantic love doesn't mean you don't have love in your life. You're actually surrounded by love. Anyway, the darker the skies, this is a protection message. The darker the skies, the more it seems the dawn will never appear. But Nightingale is here to remind you that the sun will shine again. You will soon feel the love and notice the abundance that surrounds you. Sing now, put on some music, or simply sing in the empty space, for finding the light within and giving it a voice will give rise to hope and help you begin to hear the call of another who, like you, was beginning to fear the light would never come. Interesting. Bring the light into the darkness from the love from within. Give it a voice and know that daybreak will be here soon. So it feels like there's relief coming. This is also something in here about sharing your voice so that the person who needs to hear it can find you, which is something that, I've spoke about with you about sharing your voice, but it could be that this is about love. Take it as it resonates. Do I want to get one more? Do we want to get one more? Yeah, we'll get one more. We have Parrot Spirit. Parrot Spirit, watch your words. So let's see what this is about. 45. What are you saying to yourself? What message are you repeating? What's your inner narrative? Is it, oh, that'll never come true. That'll never happen. I could never do that. That person will never come back. I'm not good enough for that. I'm a failure. That won't work out. Like, is that your inner narrative? Anyway, I just felt the need to say that. Ah! I'm throwing stuff and everything. What message are you repeating? Is it something that makes you feel good about yourself and reminds you of your strengths and potential? Parrots mimic the sounds around them, and when a parrot appears, it is time to be more mindful of your self-talk and its qualities. What do you say to others? Are you repeating what you truly believe? You know what I noticed? Sorry to interrupt again, but I noticed I used to do readings and people would tell me, you need to stop with the negative self-talk. And I didn't understand what they were talking about until once you see it in people, you really see it, that the energy, like you could be talking in a way that puts yourself down. Like you could say, like, I know I've said to people, you know, I'm not smart enough for you, because I was always very self-conscious about my brain and my communication. And, you know, I didn't feel smart. I didn't feel smart because I struggled in school. I wasn't book smart. But I noticed in myself, thanks to my commenters, that I was saying that out loud. I would like apologize for talking, apologize for making a mistake when I was speaking. So you could be someone who, you know, watch the way you're talking. You could be talking in a very negative way out loud to other people. And, you know, once you see that people do it, you can really see it. Like when I talk to, for example, my sister, you know, just the way she talks about herself is just, it's just like it's so, like she talks about, I don't want to tell you what she talks about, but just the way she puts herself down and like kind of plays it off like she's joking, but not really. Once you notice that pattern in yourself, it's really, it becomes really obvious. Whoa. My new tarot cards are here. I'm so excited. Anyway, even today when I caught myself almost apologizing to you for speaking. Like, watch that talk. Watch what you're projecting outwards, like in your speech about yourself. You know, even like I'm being like called to like, I'm sorry I'm being so emotional, or I'm sorry I'm being so lame. Like that's a way of putting yourself down. Anyway, when I think of how I used to speak, like even a couple months ago, it's just watch the way you're talking to yourself. Remembering to speak with light and love can become a habit. Yeah, just like can become a habit to put yourself down and to make like over apologize and things like that, or that negative narrative in your mind that you'll never be good at anything or you'll always be a failure. Just like that can become a habit and a repetitive record in your mind, so can positive thinking. You can break that cycle. Be generous with compliments and thanks, affirming all that is good so that your loving, healing words will be heard throughout the jungle, cutting through the noise and inspiring others. Listen to the words that remind you of all the strength, abundance, and joy in your life and in the world around you, and then repeat them, affirming what is real, true, and nurturing to the soul. The universe will reflect back to you the story you tell. Words matter, so choose the ones that lift you up and inspire others, and remember that beauty surrounds us. And now I'm going to read the protection message, because the first line says, are you aware of what you're saying to yourself? A lot of the time people aren't even aware of how much they put themselves down and apologize and, you know, things like that. Are you aware of what you're saying to yourself and others? Parrot shows up as a reminder to heed the words that flow from your mouth, your pen, and your keyboard. Be mindful of the beliefs you have internalized. Are they what you choose? Are they what you choose to believe? Are you communicating with integrity? Parrot Spirit wants you to listen to what you say and your motives before saying it, and your motives for saying it. So, sticking with the animal theme we have going on here, I'm actually feeling called to get Familiar Field Oracle. This one. Interesting. I'm not going to get that card, even though I made eye contact with it. If it wants to come out, it will, I'm being told. But let's just see what else you need to hear. We have the hare, spontaneity, anxiety, and fear. That looks like the, I saw a hare I was in a city almost a year ago now. And I was like I was in a weird situation. I was alone. I was afraid. I think I've told you guys about that a little bit. And, I asked the universe for a sign, and I looked across the parking lot and I'm like, is that a cat? I had never seen a hare. I had only ever seen, I'd never seen a wild hare with like the long legs. It looked like a cat. Anyway, it was a bunny in the middle of a hare in the middle of the city in a very busy, like industrial area. I couldn't see any trees or grass or forest around. And this freaking hare came out of nowhere. And I took that as a sign. So maybe a hare is symbolic for you. And we have seahorse, sacrifice, caretaking, rigidity. So I don't know how these two play in with the rest of the reading, but we'll just see what they say. Honk honk, did you guys hear that? Honk honk. Oh, they're all separated by... Hang on. Okay, 26. 26 is another number that's been coming up a lot in readings. As a fairly defenseless creature, save for its speed. Huh? Save for its speed. What does that mean? Can someone explain that to me? Like sometimes, I know I don't understand English very well. As a fairly defenseless creature, save for its speed. What does that mean? Save for its speed. Anyway, the hare must always be on high alert and can become easily flustered with fear. Its agility and tendency to be afraid of everything help it to quickly change direction when a threat is near. This card is a reminder to look before you leap, but be careful not to become your own worst enemy. Living in this constant state can be quite exhausting. So maybe you're in a very anxious state right now, And I know it sounds cliche, but it won't always feel this bad. And I know that sounds so cliche. I used to hate when people would say that to me. It'll get better. Well, it's not better right now. And we have the seahorse. So just take these as they resonate. The male seahorse will hold the female's babies in its pouch, making it a symbol for protecting loved ones and sacrificing one's own needs for the sake of the needs of others, especially in terms of reversing societal roles in fatherhood. Furthermore, its hard exterior shell and tendency to avoid change and transition represents inflexibility, rigidity, and downright stubbornness. Interesting. So this card talks about doing things for others. So maybe you are someone who, hello, Michelle. Michelle always messages me during Soul Tribe readings. You could be someone who needs to learn how to not, overgive, you could be very stubborn about that too. I used to be an overgiver, people pleaser. I still am. What the fuck am I talking about? I'm a work in progress, but I remember that I used to become very defensive about it. Like when I would come across content saying that people pleasing can be toxic. I have the power to heal myself from past trauma, your affirmation. That it can be toxic. I was like offended. I was triggered because there was truth to it. And that's anyway, if you haven't learned yet how to listen to your triggers, it's amazing. It's freeing. Again, now that I think about it, anytime that I was triggered, there was a lesson in it. But anyway, I would be very triggered by people who would say like, people pleasing is toxic and you can become a toxic people pleaser and it's really not healthy. And I would be that person, maybe I'm triggering people right now. I would be that person that was like, but that's who I am. I'm a lover. I'm a giver. What's wrong with wanting to give to people? The problem is that when you overgive to people, you don't save enough for yourself and you end up, some people even, whether you're consciously aware of it or not, eventually expect something in return, and not everyone who we overgive to can return to us or give back to us. Anyway, again, take it as it resonates. So what was I going to get for you next? I was going to read to you out of this book. That's what I was going to do. So I mentioned number 26 has been popping up a lot recently. So why don't we start there? Love always returns. Oh my gosh. Love always returns. If you ever feel unloved, think about the moments of love you can be grateful for so far in life. Isn't that interesting? Because we were just talking about seeing love in all the places, not just romantic love. Even the pet who was devoted to you as a child, or the love you feel for nature. I did say that. Music, I did say that too. Your friends and your family. No matter what your situation is right now, you have been loved before, and I guaranteed that you will be loved again. So even if the person who you've got your heart set on never returns, love will return. It's not like you'll never love again. You will love again. And I think it's common for people who are hurt to feel like they'll never love again. But that's not the case. And let's get one of these. Okay. This might be brutally honest. I don't know. So I opened up to page 122, so I'm going to read it to you. What is the point in being alive if you are not going to try for something? If you are not going to at least attempt to make your time here remarkable? Stop holding yourself back. Tell the person that makes your stomach ache with hope that every part of your heart is tender for them, even if you think you have no chance. Don't just fantasize about your dream job. Actively pursue it. And if that door is not open, knock it down. Buy the plane ticket. Jump the fence. Kiss the stranger. Watch out. Watch out. There's going to be an influx of people kissing strangers, and you're all going to be like, the tarot lady told me to do it. I'm just kidding. Make sure that you don't allow fear to hold you back. Remember the fear, the bunny. Instead, look your fear in the face and invite it to dinner. Become its best friend. Live alongside it. Let it make you feel alive. Please just choose impossibility. Choose risk. Choose making mistakes and making memories and making it up as you go. This is beautiful. Just choose to embrace whatever time you do have here, because life is fragile and it vanishes too quickly. Make it worth it. Make it count. Nice. I don't know why I just in my mind's eye saw, like, this is so bizarre. The channeling is so weird. In my mind's eye, I saw Gandalf, like, all disheveled. Is it secret? Is it safe? I don't know what that means to you. But there was a reason that came out. So I'm just going to grab some affirmation cards for you, my friends. Just hang on. All right. So I grabbed, I think it's called Super Attractor deck by Gabriel. I don't know. I bought Gabriel. Why can't I remember her last name right now? I'll get back to you on that one. I actually bought some of these decks previously, like, to use on my channel, and then I bought new ones and stuck them all over my walls. So yeah, let's get some of these cards. In stillness, I receive. Beautiful. I know you can't see the text. Whenever I hold cards up, people are like, we can't read them. I know that. I'm just trying to show you the picture. When I live and act from a place of spiritual alignment, I can trust that everything is working out for me, even if I don't know when or how that will happen. Let's get some more. To begin the practice of allowing, I must get out of the way and let spirit give me direction. Beautiful. I'm hearing get out of your own way. You know what? I'm just going to read them all. Because I can. Believing in spiritual guidance gives me certainty and the freedom to keep dreaming even when I can't yet see the result. So there's a lot here about, in these cards, there's a lot about having faith in your manifestations, believing, choosing to believe. I can do less and attract more. When I introduce joy to a situation, I change the vibrational frequency of what's happening around me. I trust that my powerful intentions combined with my faith are enough to allow my vision to become my reality. And the more I attune my energy with appreciation, the more the universe will deliver. Beautiful. So, I am sending you lots of love and light, my friend. I'm going to leave it here, but I will see you tomorrow. I'm not going away until like the middle of September, but when I go away, I won't be doing soul tribe readings, which makes me so sad. But I'll be excited to get back to doing them when I return. But I'm sending you guys lots of love and light, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Take care of yourselves. Tell yourselves you love yourself and do something nice for yourself. You know the drill.